Hi guys, I'm back with another video. Just when we thought the anime calendar couldn't get any more intense, 2026 shows up loaded with some of the boldest and most ambitious projects we've been waiting for. From long-awaited adaptations to massive sequels that fans have been begging for, this year is stacked with titles that could define the anime scene. So, grab your snacks, get comfortable, and let's jump straight into the top 10 most anticipated anime of 2026. Number 10. Black Torch. Black Torch is one of those stories that blends classic shonen energy with a darker, more grounded atmosphere. At its core, it follows Jiro Azuma, a tough, antisocial teen who can communicate with animals, a gift passed down from a long line of ninja. But his life truly changes when he crosses paths with Rago, a powerful and arrogant Mononoke, who pulls him straight into a hidden war between humans and supernatural beings. What makes Black Torch stand out is its tone. It doesn't rush into flashy heroics. Instead, it builds tension through sharp dialogue, brutal encounters, and a world where trust is always fragile. The bond between Jiro and Rago isn't friendly or comedic. It's uneasy, dangerous, and constantly tested. Every fight feels personal, and every decision carries consequences. As an anime adaptation, Black Torch has the potential to shine through its gritty combat, emotional restraint, and morally gray characters. If handled right, this series could become a sleeper hit, the kind that quietly builds a loyal fanbase through raw storytelling rather than hype alone. A dark horse worth watching closely. Number 9. Oedo Fire Slayer, The Legend of Phoenix. Oedo Fire Slayer is shaping up to be a visually striking blend of history, myth, and raw human struggle. Set in an Edo-era city constantly threatened by devastating fires, the story follows elite fire brigades who don't just fight flames, they stand between order and complete chaos. But beneath the historical setting lies something far more supernatural and dangerous. At the center of the story is the legend of the Phoenix, a force tied to destruction and rebirth. As fires grow more violent and unnatural, the line between disaster and curse begins to blur. The series leans heavily into atmosphere, smoke-filled streets, desperate civilians, and warriors forced to confront not just fire, but the meaning of sacrifice itself. What makes this title stand out is its thematic weight. It isn't about flashy power-ups or easy victories. It's about endurance, duty, and choosing to protect others even when survival isn't guaranteed. With its mix of traditional Japanese aesthetics and mythological intensity, Oedo Fire Slayer has the potential to deliver something rare, a historical anime that feels urgent, emotional, and unforgettable. A story where every flame tells a tragedy, and every stand against it becomes legend. Number 8. Fate Strange Fake. Fate Strange Fake is not just another Holy Grail war. It's a deliberate fracture of everything the Fate universe stands for. Set in a distorted version of America, this story throws away the traditional rules and replaces them with chaos. Fake masters, incomplete servants, a Grail system that was never meant to exist. From the very beginning, nothing is stable, and that's exactly the point. What makes this series so compelling is its unpredictability. Alliances feel temporary, motives are unclear, and even the strongest characters are walking on unstable ground. Legendary figures clash not for honor, but for twisted ideals and personal obsession. Every battle feels like it could spiral out of control at any moment. At its core, Fate/Strange Fake is about identity. What happens when myths are summoned into a world that misunderstands them? It's darker, sharper, and far more experimental than traditional Fate entries. With high-intensity action, layered storytelling, and a constant sense of looming disaster, this adaptation has the potential to become one of the boldest Fate projects ever attempted. This isn't a war for wishes, it's a war for meaning. Number 7. Cyberpunk Edgerunners Season 2. Cyberpunk Edgerunners returns to Night City with one simple promise: nothing here comes without a cost. Season 1 left scars, not just on its characters, but on the audience itself. And Season 2 isn't about healing those wounds, it's about showing what grows out of them. This new chapter shifts focus from legacy to survival. Night City keeps moving, corporations keep winning, and the streets keep chewing people up without mercy. The story explores new edgerunners caught between ambition and inevitability, where Chrome doesn't make you stronger, it just delays the breakdown. Every upgrade brings power, but also brings you one step closer to losing yourself. What makes Edgerunners Season 2 powerful is its honesty. There are no heroes here, only choices and consequences. The action is brutal, fast, and beautifully animated, but it's the quiet moments, the loneliness, the desperation, the need to matter that hit the hardest. Night City doesn't remember the fallen, it just waits for the next one. Number 6. The Ghost in the Shell. The Ghost in the Shell returns not as a loud reboot, but as a quiet challenge, asking the same questions that made it legendary in a world that now feels uncomfortably close to reality. In an age of AI, surveillance, and digital identities, this story doesn't predict the future, it interrogates the present. At the center is Major Motoko Kusanagi, a figure caught between flesh and code, certainty and doubt. As technology continues to erase the boundary between human consciousness and machine logic, every investigation becomes philosophical. What defines identity? Can a soul exist without a body? And at what point does control replace protection? This new chapter leans heavily into atmosphere and thought, rather than spectacle. The action is precise, cold, and deliberate, but the real impact comes from its silence, its pacing, and its refusal to give easy answers. Ghost in the Shell doesn't tell you what to think. It invites you to question everything. More than an anime, it's a reflection, and sometimes, reflections are unsettling. Number 5. Golden Kamuy, Season 5. Golden Kamuy, Season 5 enters its most dangerous territory yet, not just in terms of violence, but in emotional weight. The hunt for the Ainu gold has always been brutal, but now it's no longer about survival alone. It's about ideology, legacy, and how far people are willing to go for a future they believe in. Sugimoto's journey continues to evolve from a simple quest for money into something far more complex. His bond with Asirpa is tested as the truth behind the gold, the Ainu culture, and her own past becomes impossible to ignore. Meanwhile, every faction in the race grows more desperate and more unhinged. Allies feel temporary, enemies feel personal. What makes this season hit harder is its balance. Golden Kamuy never abandons its dark humor or cultural depth, but Season 5 leans heavier into tragedy and consequence. Every gunshot feels final. Every decision leaves a scar. The series doesn't glorify violence, it exposes it. This isn't just the final stretch of a treasure hunt. It's the moment where every character must face who they really are, and what they're willing to lose. Number 4. Blue Eye Samurai, Season 2. Blue Eye Samurai returns with a sharper blade and a heavier heart. Season 1 was a story of rage, identity, and survival, and now, that anger has direction. Mizu's journey moves beyond revenge into something far more dangerous, purpose. And with purpose comes consequence. This season expands the world beyond isolation and secrecy. The enemies are no longer just individuals hiding in the shadows. They are systems, histories, and truths Mizu cannot simply cut down. Every fight feels deliberate, brutal, and intimate. Violence here isn't spectacle, it's language. A way characters express pain they've buried for years. What truly elevates Season 2 is its emotional restraint. The silence between battles speaks louder than the clashes themselves. Themes of belonging, identity, and what it means to exist in a world that refuses to accept you are explored with quiet confidence. Mizu isn't chasing vengeance anymore. She's confronting what remains after it's taken. Blue Eye Samurai doesn't rush. It sharpens every moment until it hurts. And when the blade finally falls, it feels earned. Number 3. Mononoke Movie 3. Hebigami. Mononoke Movie 3, Hebigami continues the series' haunting tradition of turning horror into art. This isn't an anime you simply watch, it's one you experience. The medicine seller returns to confront another twisted spirit, but as always, the true enemy isn't the monster itself. It's the human emotion that gave birth to it. Hebigami leans deeply into psychological terror. The visuals are bold, symbolic, and unsettling. Every color choice, every silence, every sudden movement feels intentional. As the truth behind the Mononoke slowly unravels, the story exposes themes of guilt, repression, and obsession in ways that feel disturbingly intimate. There are no easy villains here, only broken people and consequences they tried to bury. What makes this film powerful is its restraint. It doesn't rely on jump scares or violence. Instead, it builds dread through dialogue, repetition, and the slow realization that some wounds never heal, they only transform. The medicine seller's ritual of uncovering form, truth, and reason becomes less of an exorcism and more of a judgment. Hebigami is beautiful, unsettling, and emotionally heavy, a reminder that the scariest monsters are born from human silence. Number 2. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Steel Ball Run. Steel Ball Run isn't just another JoJo part, it's a complete reinvention. Set in an alternate version of America, this story transforms JoJo's Bizarre Adventure into a brutal cross-country race where survival, ambition, and destiny collide. Horses replace city streets, and the open land becomes a battlefield where every step forward comes at a cost. At the center are Johnny Joestar and Gyro Zeppeli, two broken men chasing different goals, bound together by circumstance. Johnny's journey is deeply personal, driven by loss, pride, and the desperate desire to stand again. Gyro, on the other hand, carries tradition, discipline, and secrets tied to the mysterious spin technique. Their partnership evolves slowly, built through hardship rather than trust. What makes Steel Ball Run legendary is its maturity. The story is darker, more political, and far more philosophical than earlier parts. Stands feel dangerous again. Antagonists are intelligent, cruel, and terrifyingly human. Every arc questions ideas of justice, power, and sacrifice. Steel Ball Run doesn't just celebrate JoJo's legacy, it redefines it. A masterpiece shaped by pain, perseverance, and purpose. Number 1. Peleliu, Guernica of Paradise. Peleliu is not an anime designed to entertain. It's designed to confront you. Set during one of the most brutal battles of World War II, this story strips war of all glory and replaces it with exhaustion, fear, and quiet despair. There are no heroes here, only young soldiers trying to survive a reality that refuses to make sense. What makes Peleliu powerful is its perspective. The narrative focuses on the daily lives of Japanese soldiers stationed on the island, capturing moments of hunger, boredom, hope, and terror with unsettling honesty. The art style may appear soft at first glance, but that contrast only deepens the impact when violence shatters the illusion of innocence. This isn't a story about victory or defeat. It's about endurance, about clinging to humanity when everything around you is designed to erase it. The silence between battles hurts more than the gunfire, and when the story ends, it doesn't offer closure. It leaves questions that linger. Peleliu doesn't ask you to cheer, it asks you to remember. And that's it. If you found something new to watch, make sure to smash that subscribe button for more anime content just like this. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.